And here's the first movie of little Gloria herself. Frightened by the curious crowd, she flees into her aunt's car.
She was born into one of America's wealthiest families.
Gloria Vanderbilt is going on 13 now and quite a sports enthusiast.
And from the beginning, the world was fascinated by the trials, travails, and adventures of glamorous Gloria Vanderbilt. Her sensationalized childhood, her careers as an actress, artist,
Bring out stretch and lots of colors.
and jeans designer.
It's a shame to call them jeans.
Did you always have a sense that the whole world seemed to be watching everything you did?
Never. I still don't. I really do never read anything about myself. I do look at the picture, though, because I'm very vain, I guess. And I hope it's a
vanity,
good
vanity,
vanity, all is vanity.
I just think the public perception of her is very different than the person I actually know. And she's 92 now. She's been making headlines from the time she was born. And I kind of wanted to reveal the person that I know and the person that she really is.
Your campaign said.
With her son, 48-year-old CNN anchor and 60 Minutes correspondent Anderson Cooper realized there were many things that neither of them actually knew about the other.
So we decided to kind of, on her 91st birthday, to change the conversation that we have and the way we talk to
And
each other.
we did it all by email.
I think we're both at a place where, both of us didn't want to leave anything unsaid.
Now those emails are being released in a new book.
My mom has lived many different lives and has sort of inhabited many different skins.
Along with an HBO documentary, Nothing Left Unsaid, which debuts this coming Saturday. Both explore the loving and occasionally bickering relationship between mother and son. Take Gloria's last-minute tendency to invite guests to dinner here at Anderson's Manhattan house.
Well, I haven't done it that much.
No, it was just
Once
that
or twice
Thanksgiving.
is probably enough.
Yes. One of the ways that we're different is that, my mom is incredibly creative, and but she's not a planner. I plan everything. That's why I had this deep worry line, because at night I sit there churning when I can't sleep.
And I plan one moment to the next.
Which drives me bananas.
These will be fascinating to read. All our secrets.
It's been a revealing experience for both of them. Some of this was precipitated by the fact that you've been going through your mom's stuff, and you had a lot of questions about why she kept certain things and what those things meant.
I'd find letters from Howard Hughes to my mom, or Leopold Stokowski, a famous conductor, and who my mom was married to, and I started asking her about it.
This is what he looked like when you first met him?
I knew him for a week and married 3 weeks later.
Really? How old were you?
20.
Did any of your friends think it was weird?
I don't know.
Why did you save all these things?
I believe everybody should, because it gives you a frame of reference, and it gives me a sense of knowing who I was then, who I became, who I am now. It gives one a sense of time and a sense of one's own history, so to speak.
And what a history. Her father, Reginald Vanderbilt, whose family forged a shipping and railroad empire, died in 1925 when Gloria was just a toddler. At 10, she was dubbed the poor little rich girl when her aunt fought her mother for custody, and won, in part because it was alleged that Gloria's mother had been in a lesbian relationship.
I never heard the word lesbian. I didn't know what it meant. And I became terrified that I would too become like that, because it was then considered something that was a sin and a crime and something that was very terrible,
Anderson, you say that you held off telling your mother that you were gay until you were actually out of college.
I came out in high school to my friends. Part of it in the back of my mind was I had heard that my grandmother had been accused of being a lesbian, and I'd known that as a child it had affected my mom. But I also knew that deep down my mom would be fine with it, because she had gay friends who were always in our house growing up.
Indeed, it was fine. And in the spirit of nothing left unsaid, the two delve into that most private of personal experiences, as in this exchange in the book.
Perhaps the only thing more embarrassing than hearing about your sex life was discovering it was more interesting than my own.
Well, I do think it's important to have a sense of humor about sex. Sometimes, unable to sleep, I count lovers instead of sheep.
And there were plenty, including Frank Sinatra. But it was Wyatt Cooper, Vanderbilt's fourth and last husband and father of Anderson and his brother Carter, whom Gloria considers the love of her life. He was a writer, editor, and former actor. They met at a dinner party.
I just knew we were going to be very important to each other, you know.
This is one of your paintings.
This is a painting I did of me with Wyatt, yes.
It's so beautiful.
Well, the lighting is so great here. It gets great light.
This is such a sweet
Yeah,
thing.
it's a Valentine's card my dad gave to me. And then he used to do a lot of doodles of our family.
But the Cooper family was shattered when Wyatt died of heart disease in 1978 at age 50.
For me, it certainly changed who I was. I think the person I was before was a lot more sort of interesting and outgoing. I became probably much more introverted and very concerned about what catastrophe was going to happen next. And it made me much more of an adult.
It's nice to see them side by side.
Yes, it is.
The most dramatic scenes in the documentary come during a visit to the graves of Wyatt and Carter Cooper, Gloria's son and Anderson's older brother, who died in 1988 by jumping from a balcony while his mother pleaded with him not to do it.
I haven't cried since. It's like there's not a tear left. I love to talk about him. It brings him alive, it brings him close. It helps me to sort of share how I felt about him, feel about him. The yearning, the grief for the lost places.
And Gloria Vanderbilt and Anderson Cooper say they made a deliberate decision to share these surprisingly intimate moments with the whole world.
If I'm asking people to tell me their story, I feel like I should tell part of my story. And to the extent that it encourages other people to change the relationship they have, particularly with an aging parent, I think then why not?
You made no bones in either the documentary or the movie about the fact that you realize this is, coming to the final stages of your life.
Yes.
What's going
But not necessarily.
Meaning what? What's going through your mind now at this time of your life?
Well, I think something wonderful is going to happen. Maybe tomorrow. And I like to think maybe sooner.
Yeah, my mom is the most sort of youthful and optimistic person I know. She still believes there's like a guy waiting on a boat in the south of France.
A yacht.
A yacht for her,
Yes.
or just around the corner there's going to be some incredible new experience, and she makes me believe it as well.